The reason why they're laughing is that the inside joke
That's
of previous before we actually pushed record. So
earlier when you mentioned that this was only $60, dude, I thought you were talking about the Thor hammer on top of the box because you were pointing at it.
He's referring to my nerd cabinet that I have.
totally thought that too.
You're like,
this
$60.
was
That makes more
this
sense.
was.
Is that the actual hammer?
I was thinking, like, isn't IKEA Sweden? I was like, man, they love their Norse gods out there. You know?
Yeah, that would be hysterical if they like co-opted Thor to like advertise for them.
And I was wondering too. I was like, you found that in IKEA?
That'd be awesome.
I totally thought that too.
This is that Joker thing from like Arkham City or something.
Oh, cool.
It's like it lights up too in the back. All the TVs light up.
Oh, nice.
So, anyways, but enough about swag that you can't see.
Yeah. Did you? I posted today. I like Arrow. Have you seen the new trailer for season 4?
No, but the problem is I'm like so far behind. I've only seen like a couple episodes.
Well, then you need to not watch.
Tim hates me because I'm not able to talk Arrow with him.
Sam hated me for a while, our buddy Sam, because I didn't ever. Because I don't have cable. I do everything on the Netflix.
Yeah, you have to get caught up. Yeah.
Or like Hulu and stuff like that. Because I can't afford that stuff. And I recently caught up on all of Flash and Arrow, which shows are amazing. And I understand why people are now liking Flash more than Arrow. I mean, I still love Arrow, and that's holds a special place in my heart.
Well, Arrow is like dark. I mean, it's almost
Arrow's
like
dark,
it's almost like a Batman-ish dark.
Yeah, they pretty much were like, "Yo, we want to do Batman." They're like, "No." Like, okay, well, we're gonna make Arrow Batman. That's pretty much what's gonna happen. And then Flash got to do all the superpower villains that people like to watch. Yeah. And Flash had a really good heart to it with his interaction, with more people knowing who he was right off the bat, or in that first season, opposed to Arrow, who was only a few. And I'm kind of getting tired of the whole secret thing too, of like people constantly lying to each other on any superhero or whatever show.
Well, the CW has a tendency to make things more soap opera-y. Like,
yeah.
And that, I mean,
it's like they feel like they need is really stretch that hour. These shows could probably be a lot better if it was probably half an hour.
Yeah, that's what I thought about Smallville. I said the same thing about Smallville. I went back recently and finished Smallville. I didn't watch everything all over again, but I watched what I hadn't seen. And these shows wouldn't exist without Smallville, even though Smallville was painful at a lot of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the problem. Is that it was like, if that show was on any other network, other than what was then the WB and now CW, they wouldn't have so much like, oh, it's got to be teen soapy kind of thing. It was
very it was very teen.
It got better.
It was like a watered down version of Dawson's Creek with superheroes.
Yeah,
because Dawson's Creek was smart with vocabulary.
Right.
Yeah. And then they were like, well, we don't have smart writers, so.
Yeah, Dawson's Kate. But no,
the Flash, the guy the Flash was on was Dawson's dad. Yeah. Dude, connections all day.
Yes, exactly. But the thing about Smallville, though, it did. I mean, if you didn't care about it, you could watch start with season 7 or 8, because it actually gets better. Jeff Johns, who's the chief creative officer at DC, took over. They actually hired him.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was exec produced. So he when he first got on, I remember he brought Legion of Superheroes in.
Yeah.
So he pulled tons more. All the stuff that you guys complained about, that you wanted, he brought in from the beginning.
Oh, really?
He brought in Legion. I remember Legion coming in, and then they did a whole Justice
Society.
That was great. Yeah, it was a great episode.
Dr. Fate.
So that was helpful because they did the whole concept of a Justice League, and then they only did it maybe once a season or something.
Just one episode.
Yeah, it was.
They were trying to do something.
And they kind of collected the heroes. They introduced the Flash, and then introduced Cyborg, and then and then all that stuff, and then
they only kept Green Arrow. And he was
he was the only one that was in it the most and stuff. Did you ever see the Aquaman pilot? Yeah. He was this guy Justin Hartley was originally supposed to be in this Aquaman show. Do you watch Entourage? Any of you guys? There's a whole storyline in there about Aquaman movie, and the truth about it is that it was a script that was running around in development forever in Hollywood, and so they made it a part of the show, and they did one pilot episode tried to get it made. It was horrendous. It had Bing Rames in it,
Yes,
where he's like this island.
Marcellus Wallace.
He had this had this island bar, right? And then Aquaman would swim up and jump up and go to the bar, and then it was so bad. But
I think he does daytime now. That kid.
Oh yeah.
Whoever.
Oh yeah. I think he did see like soaps and stuff. But like they even did like Granny Goodness.
Yeah.
They did that in Smallville.
Yeah,
they were
they
getting
did.
into that stuff. So yeah.
See, the thing I like about Smallville, there's definitely like the 1 or 2 seasons that I didn't watch because I fell off with like Lana becoming whatever she.
Yeah. It's bad,
whatever,
like
the
superhero
tattoo or
kind of
something
thing.
stupid. Yeah. I didn't watch that, but I got back into it just in time to watch the last couple of seasons.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Where like Zod, it's one of the coolest fight scenes is when all the Kryptonians are getting back up to like the Phantom Zone or wherever they're going, and then Zod pulls out the blue kryptonite, which they lose their powers. That fight scene is amazing because
that actor's really good.
Yeah, Superman even takes off his jacket and rolls it up like you do in an action movie to fight someone with a knife and does the knife. I'm doing moves.
Yeah.
You can't see, but I'm doing moves. And then the best thing I thought was the ending was this whole time was a trial, was a whole test, and you got to see all of his tests. You know, when everything's going to the crap. And he's getting his suit, and Jonathan Kent's there, and you're watching like the very beginning where he hit the car with Lex, and all that stuff. And you're like, yeah, that's exactly what the show was. The show was never Superman. The show was Smallville.
Yeah.
It was pre-Superman, even though we always wanted to see Superman and we really wanted it to happen. When I saw that final episode, I was like, well, that makes so much more sense, and made me happy.
What I did like too is the fact because like when Lex the actor that played Lex,
Michael Rosen,
left, he's so good. And he really made that show far more than any of the actors. I thought he was really great. And then he left at one point, and I thought it was cool that they brought him back, and I thought they gave him a good way to come back, and Lionel as well, because they basically, Lex was a clone, and then Lionel came from an alternate universe, which is part of DC thing. They have multiple universes. So it wasn't this like hackneyed.
Well, Lex at the very end, he wasn't. No, he was still. Lionel found the original Lex. Because Lex was all jacked up. And they made
They've been trying to make it.
Yeah, and then they found something, the missing key, and then they made Lex kind of revive him or something like that.
But it was something. But yeah.
And then he lost his memory of everything, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And
I thought they did a really good job of making what almost is an impossible thing happen. Is like bring back these characters that died, but the way they did it, was really.
Who he was the Lex Luthor, and Mike Rosenbaum was also the voice of Flash.
Yes, he was. The Justice League series, yes. Which, all of this stuff, if you notice, Will's been quiet because he doesn't watch it.
I don't know anything about this stuff.
You gotta watch it.
Someone actually made an interesting argument the other day that, like, the media is way overdoing it with the superhero stuff, and, like, it struck so huge when that first Avengers movie came out. Like, all of a sudden, everyone and their mother was a... I've been into the comics since I was a kid.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Everyone said that, and like, it just seems like all these studios are trying to capitalize on that. Trying to catch the lightning in the bottle there.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of people are starting to say like, they're gonna overdo it and completely, tire out and exhaust all their options.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the breaking point because it is going to happen.
Dude, the breaking point's going to be DC, which is terrible because I grew up reading Superman. Like I used to read Superman Red, Superman Blue.
Here he goes. Here comes the Man of Steel thing.
Dude, I love it. Oh, I hate the Man of Steel. Oh, it's such a terrible movie.
Yeah,
it's so awful. Like this one kid when I went to the local theater, they have their now like favorite movie on their name tag, and his was Man of Steel. And I just wanted to be like, do you like actually watch it? Or
do you watch movies, or did you did they assign that to you?
Yeah. Someone had to beat it for the day.
Yeah.
Who's taking Man of Steel? You know you have to.
Yeah.
There it is in front of me. Oh,
you know how much I paid for that?
Blu-ray, too much. $5?
Yeah, it was
Then
at
you
Christmas.
did it. Yeah.
It was impulse buy. Like as I was leaving the store, it was right there. It's like, okay.
Dude, man.
Still never watched it.
Still in the package.
Still in the packaging.
But like, I can talk for days. The reason, maybe because, here, don't look at it. Maybe because I am a Superman fan and I grew up reading Superman and I'm so excited. I'm going to announce it. I just got like subscription boxes at my local comics shop. I'm so excited for that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude, I just picked them all out because apparently what's happening now in the comics is actually really cool. They're kind of getting away from the 52.
Oh, good.
And all this new stuff's kind of happening.
The only good thing about that was Batman. So.
Yeah, well, Batman, somehow I can't say what happened to Batman.
What store? What store did you get that from?
With
the comic book story.
the one on Millennium.
Coliseum.
Coliseum?
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coliseum Comics if you're a local listener.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, they just picked me up. The one dude told me walking around with everything. I was like, I'm trying to get back into reading. I've been out for many years. And he's like, yeah, you want to read this? Because Superman lost like all his powers except for like Superman.
Oh, that's right. I noticed you were reading Red Sun.
Yeah.
They had suggested that for my roommate too. So yeah.
Yeah, Red Sun is the best ending. It's so good. Oh my gosh, anyway, Man of Steel. I'm like, Will can help me out with this, but it's so dumb.
It's the worst.
The only thing worse than Man of Steel is
Steel?
Steel. Yeah. Is Superman Returns, because that movie blew.
Wait, when did that one come out?
That came out in 2006 or 7, somewhere.
Was it that?
Was it that long ago? Wait, when
Something
did this
like
one?
that.
When did Man of Steel
That just came out like a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, like 3 years ago,
Alright.
4 years ago.
Yeah, not a fan. I couldn't even finish that one.
Dude, I watched it in the theater, and I was just, cause like, there's like, it was almost as if they were like, what's Superman's origin? Okay, we'll just throw that out, and then let's start, because the whole Kryptonians are bred for a certain purpose, and first of all, let's start with the beginning. First of all, the casting I thought was great. I keep saying first of all.
John.
I say it like 7 more times.
Yeah,
When are we getting to
seriously.
second of all?
I find out the things my wife says all the time when I edit her videos. It's like, oh, okay, you say so a lot. But no, but yeah, Jonathan Kent was perfect.
He was perfect.
Kevin Costner.
He was
So
amazing.
good.
And then Jarrell.
Russell Crowe was great.
He was awesome.
Real quick, can we just take this as a lesson of things not to say to your wife or things that she says too much?
Oh, I said it last night.
Hey, honey, you know what you say a lot? Let's get a divorce.
If you say that a lot, maybe you should.
I didn't notice you said that so much until I pointed out other things you said too much.
You can also work out a couple bit. Like, no, yeah. That's fine. These are other things never say to you. This is a PSA, the more you know. No, but like, why is Krypton like Avatar or whatever? Because he's like writing a.
Oh,
creature.
that was weird. I agree with you.
Like,
That was
Star
really
Wars,
weird.
Star Wars, like George Lucas.
Why wouldn't
Star
he have a
Wars.
ship? I mean, if he's a
Yeah.
scientist, why wouldn't he have like a ship?
For real, like
That was really weird.
What is that
I don't know what's
about?
up with Zack Snyder. I mean,
if they're that in tune with the planet, wouldn't they know the planet's gonna blow up?
you know, Zack Snyder can make good movies, but he also made Sucker Punch.
I mean, the
Just
same thing
saying.
can be said about Earth,
What us?
though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're idiots.
If we're that in tune with the planet, why would we keep using fossil fuels?
Yeah.
You know what? It's corporations. That's why.
Yeah.
He's on
They
coming
have
in here.
corporations
Have
like
you
Krypton.
bought gas lately?
And Zod, the actor, was great. And
Oh, yeah,
and
Michael
he
Shannon was
portrayed him great. But once again, it was just so dumb. And then so you go to Earth and all that stuff, and he grows up with his father. And I don't know why they have this constant need for killing off Jonathan Kent. I don't understand that. They've been doing that lately with all this.
Yeah,
And
I
they're
mean,
just
it's in
so
the
wrong.
comics, isn't it? Is it
No.
not? It isn't? Okay.
At least not the comics that I read.
Yeah, I didn't read Superman growing up, so I don't know.
When Jonathan Kent died, to my knowledge, and there's probably people out there who are there's definitely people out there who are much more knowledgeable on Superman. When he died when Superman died back in the 90s. Because what happens is Superman gets killed by Doomsday.
Right.
And then so that arc died. Then you had the return of Superman, which is before Superman that showed up. You had Superboy. You had the Steel. Yeah. Then you had this like mechanical Superman that you found out was mechanical until after he got punched a couple times and he's a robot. And then you had the last son of Krypton, which is a failsafe in Superman's pod, his capsule. This like thing comes out and it's like steam and whatever. And the last son of Krypton comes out.
You can see Will's face.
Who's the
That's awesome. He's like, glossed over,
Yeah.
just like there's nothing going on.
I'm like, so yeah, Fast and Furious is great.
Okay, I'll make it quick. So anyway, when Superman dies, he's in this weird like place where these demons or whatever are like doing whatever. But Jonathan Kent has a heart attack in the field, and then goes to where Superman is, and then brings him out of it and goes, "This isn't real. You need to go back."
Weird.
Because the thing with Superman, if you watch the animated series especially, Superman would always go back to the Kent farm and get like advice and be like, "What should I do?"
That's
so that's
true.
what made him
You're
like
right.
human, and that's what made him good. I felt like because he never ever since Quentin Tarantino made Kill Bill 2 and Bill was saying, "You watched that? I know you
Yeah.
did." when Bill at the end was talking about how Superman thinks that we're all
Clark Kent and stuff.
and
yeah,
he thinks that's who he thinks that we are, is Clark Kent. I'm like, that's the opposite. Superman puts the human race on the pedestal because they can't do any of the abilities that he can, and yet they still put their lives out. They still try to do what's right for the world.
So the first is it maybe the first instance?
I'm like, that's not true.
Maybe the first instance of Jonathan dying was the old Donner movie then.
Yeah.
That might have been
people haven't gone past the Donner movies. I'm like, just leave them alone. You know, just let them be there and then do what.
That's what Superman Returns. That's the problem with that.
Yeah,
is because
they make
Bryan Singer, who's a great director, can't fault him for Usual Suspects, a lot of good stuff. But man, he was way too close. He's way too close to that character, and the reason why I say this is because I saw him. Picture of him in a magazine holding up a "I Heart Superman" poster. And you're the director of the movie. Do not do that. That is acting like I'm the least professional person.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a fan. I'm not a director.
Yeah.
Like seriously, and he left X-Men, which made people consider the worst X-Men movie is X-Men 3.
Yeah, X-Men 3 is terrible.
And so he didn't make that one.
I didn't like any of them until the last one that came out.
Yeah.
The Days of Future Past.
Yeah, that was all right.
Just barely got
I guess
he doesn't watch a lot of superhero stuff.
I look back and I have fond memories. That was my first date with my girlfriend. So
the very first X-Men movie?
Not the very first one. The Days of Future Past.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, and so
tear to my eye.
So Superman. The only thing good about Superman Returns was Kevin Spacey's.
Dude,
he was great.
I wish Spacey would come back. Spacey and Parker Posey.
Yeah, she was funny.
This is relationship.
She's always funny. I liked her in Blade Trinity.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
But quick Man of Steel thing, and the other thing that I was saying just the other day why I don't like it is the whole time he never saves anybody. Like Superman when he fights, he will save people or he'll put out the giant fuel truck that's on fire behind
Be
him.
like the train track for the train.
Yeah, and that's not something I'm sure people argue with me. That's something you learn. No, that's just something you have inside of you, and that's what Superman had. That's the whole point of why he became this hero is because he wants to save people, and he would save people during fights, and that's just what he does.
Now the interesting thing about this, though, I'll just say real quickly, is
sorry, Will.
The interesting thing about this is it looks like because part of what you're talking about is he has a big fight with Zod and buildings start crashing. Now I listen to guys, speaking of you guys New Yorkers, I listen to these guys I fanboy, they're all from New York, or I think most of them are from New York, and they said seeing buildings crashing because of Superman, that was still too soon because of 9/11. They were well they still live there I think. And so
I was there when it happened.
Yeah.
I moved a year later.
But they had no indication that they'd evacuated the city or anything, and they're just knocking down buildings. But the thing about it's interesting is if you watch the trailer for Batman vs Superman,
that's rougher.
They actually show that the reason why society is turned on him is because of that fight.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of interesting because if they had never done anything to address that, then I would have been really.
Well, I think the trailer would be rougher for people when you watch Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck running toward the building.
Yeah, that for sure. I can imagine.
I didn't think of that. You know what's so funny? Everyone talks about how that's such a crazy thing. If you watch any of the animated series of either Batman or maybe
Batman was pretty violent.
Or Justice League, they're always going through buildings.
Yeah.
They're always.
In fact,
things are always falling down.
Like,
you didn't see the people get hurt.
Yeah, well, you'll find this funny. They actually have comics about the guys that clean up after the superheroes.
Really? That's hilarious.
Yeah. Were you gonna say that?
It just seems like people are losing touch with the fact that these characters were created to be above this reality. This isn't real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the movies are becoming so almost hyper realistic that now all of a sudden when Superman throws a guy through the wall, he's committing an act of terrorism as opposed to just taking shit out of a bad guy.
Where are they gonna fight in the Grand Canyon every
Yeah.
time? I don't understand.
Which even then it's it's a national landmark. You know?
That face you made was where you love such a Bill Burr moment.
Yeah, he's a big. Will's a big Bill Burr fan.
Yeah.
The side is, both of us.
Oh, that's right. You are. I forgot that too.
It's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do this.
listen to his podcast. It's awesome.
By the way, you get to edit out because you dropped the S-bomb.
Yeah, first.
You guys realize we actually like 53 minutes?
Oh, really?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
sorry.
crazy. This is funny. It's the same. That's the thing that Kevin Pollak always says to the people that are on the show. You realize it's been like 2 hours, and they're like, "What?"
Are you telling us to wrap it up?
No, I mean we can. This is the longest show I've ever done, though.
Oh,
Really?
I only do like half hours, so.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, imagine 2 guys from New York can talk.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But anyway, so like, yeah, I don't know. I actually,
I just don't understand that with the building thing. I don't understand. Anyway, what you were saying before was very funny. There was the Amazing Spider-Man, or was it the Ultimate Spider-Man, that cartoon series? Well, this is actually pretty funny. They had a whole. I'm a Spider-Man. They had a whole episode of those guys that clean up after
Oh my
superheroes.
god, that's funny.
And it's funny because in that series, Spider-Man has a team of people like Power Fist and Tiger Claw and Luke Cage and all those other people.
All there to clean up.
Well, they get in trouble because they're pretty much babysit by the Shield.
They're all
so Nick
teenagers,
Fury, they're all teenagers, so they're
Yeah.
part of Shield, and Nick Fury is always yelling at them to do stuff. So the whole theme was that they need to learn how to
be responsible.
as you're fighting and not let the city get destroyed at the same
Yeah.
time. So they make them be part of that crew, which is
I think
hilarious.
that's how that went. Yeah.
It's honestly funny to think about that, like how out of touch I am with reality, or with all this stuff, like with reality. Well, that too, but it's kind of funny. Like I never really thought about things like that, and like I guess like going to like, oh yeah, there were these groups of superheroes. Like they were like, you gotta be responsible with stuff, and I'm like, I never thought about that. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that episode, they also
Cover all your bases.
You gotta cover all your bases.
My favorite episode that I saw that was when Spider-Man and Wolverine get like mind swapped or something like that, and Peter Parker can't get the blades to come out. It's like,
And Wolverine
I was like, are you
Spider-Man.
reenacting the sound or having a stroke right now?
So it's not funny, dude.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
He's like,
Aegis.
oh man. I'm calling HR.
That's hysterical. Gosh,
Well,
I
you need
don't.
to catch up on Flash and Arrow. So those are good.
I know. I need to find. Yeah, I'm actually right now. I'm watching The Wire, which is like the one show that everybody says you're supposed to watch. You would love it. You would love it a lot. That was I was pointing to Will right there. You would love it too, but
I see parts of it. Yeah, that's why I got into Breaking Bad. It's the only reason why I watch it. Because
Really?
yeah, well, because I'm an aspiring filmmaker / kind of filmmaker, independent, and I was like, there's going to be so many similarities, or people go, oh, well, like a Breaking Bad type feel, and I'm like, I need to watch it to understand.
Yeah.
And then I got hooked, and I was like, whoa, wow, this is good.
Yeah, The Wire's really good. The Wire's interesting. I'm on the second season, and I won't spoil anything, but it's really interesting. Something goes down at the end of this first season.
Alright.
I'm actually not spoiling
I'm
things
like,
for
wow.
Will and Tim, just in case they ever watch it. And for you, the rest of you guys, I don't care if you, whatever. But anyways, something goes down at the end of the first season, and it totally changes. The second season is completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's things about it. I mean, it still has the same characters in it, but they're all in different circumstances. And it's like, they even changed the themes. They changed, it's the same song, but they redid it in a different way.
Oh, really?
So it's like this really kind of clever thing. And it's David Simon's the guy that did it. I watched Treme, which is a show about New Orleans post-Katrina that he did first, which actually came out after The Wire. And I like it because it's like, Sopranos is great, but it's also very heavy a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. This one is like, you see like crazy stuff, but it doesn't have that super heaviness to it.
Yeah.
It's more lighthearted, and they're all, they all just give each other crap and stuff. It's really good. So.
I started watching, because my friend wanted us to watch it, The Adventures of Merlin, the BBC show. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun.
It's
Another
fun.
one that just you just cut Will out of the conversation.
Dude, it's like King Arthur. Do you like King Arthur?
Not really.
Well, then shut up.
I can
nothing
see
for
you
you.
swallow the F-bomb.
What I just learned
Doing
here.
very well.
I just learned something. I'm only now allowed to have either Tim or Will over. With Will, I'll talk Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. Dude, we didn't talk about that. I'm sorry. I went to the comic shop yesterday.
No, it's
and I picked up all my comics. I'm super excited.
And the day before that. And the day before that. And earlier.
Oh, no. Let's talk about Quentin Tarantino.
The Hateful Eight is what I'm looking for.
Coming out. And I just rewatched Inglourious Bastards earlier.
Oh, no, just kidding.
That's the title. I actually rewatched Django.
I just watched that like 2
I'm
weeks
gonna have to
ago.
rewatch a couple too before this one comes up.
So good.
Yeah. The thing about him is, I think the best people to suggest Tarantino to who haven't seen him is if somebody's really into action movies, even though his movies don't have a whole lot of action, they're kind of like those movies, just like in a different way. I feel like that's the same kind of like, I don't know, I just get this vibe when I was watching it. It's like, yeah, this is kind of like if somebody's into action movies but they want something a little different. It's a good way to go. It's
like,
deeper for sure.
It's not like a Jason Statham.
No, it's in the character.
It's not Crank.
I mean, like maybe good action movies. I should say, a Crank. Oh my gosh,
Crank's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, the Hateful Eight. We can't even talk about it really because we haven't seen it. But the cool thing about it is a western, but it's also like an Agatha Christie type thing, where they're all trapped in this snow lodge or whatever, and stuff's gonna go down. Apparently, we don't know.
Because it was like a bounty, right?
Yeah. But Kurt Russell plays a bounty hunter. Jennifer Jason Leigh is his bounty, and she's like bruised and beat up. Which Kurt Russell is probably the one that did it. Well, the cool thing for me is that they got Tim Roth back. Because he hadn't been in it since like Pulp Fiction. Then he was movies.
I like Tim Roth.
But Madsen's back, which is always great too. Michael Madsen.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's in it too. Yeah, and then of course Samuel
Jackson.
I mean, he was even just the organ player in Kill Bill. What 2 was it or something like that? For the wedding, for the bride's wedding.
Oh,
yeah, he was like the organ player, so he had like a couple lines, but at least he was still in the movie.
It's kind of funny if you listen to this. I say Samuel Jackson or Jackson, and then you say Mr. White, and they don't get that. They're like, oh yeah, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, I have to say,
Will. People are like, Will doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's not a white man.
So, just as a side note about Samuel L. Jackson, we just watched The Kingsman.
Yeah, so
now,
good.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I figured out while watching it, I was like, okay, that's funny, like how stylish he kind of looks. And it was like Samuel L. Jackson in the movie, he's the villain. And I was just like, wait a minute, he's lisping. He was full on doing Russell Simmons from Def Jam. Russell Simmons like lisps, and that's Run from Run DMC's brother. Like he lisps and he was dressing just like him.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
That was such a good movie.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I heard that he wanted to lisp, but the director didn't at all.
Yeah.
And thought it would make the character just stupid.
Comical.
Yeah, and he was like, no way, it makes him even more terrifying. And I think it does.
Yeah,
it does.
It was really good.
And the
Yeah.
girl with the no legs.
And that was
that makes someone even more terrifying.
yeah, with those things like they use in like theme park parades, but the little bouncy things.
Yeah.
But she didn't have. Oh yeah, that was crazy. Woman that had half legs and she used these little spring things to cut people
with blades.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I thought they did a really good job. It's Matthew Vaughn, the guy that did First Class. Was supposed to do X3, but he decided to spend time with his family for some reason.
Probably a good idea. Probably read the script.
Yeah, that's right. The only thing I will defend in X3 is keeps my face pretty. The Vinnie Jones line.
Yeah, and then you do a great homage to the YouTube. It's the Juggernaut, because I'm not going to curse.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say it. But no, all the X-Men were terrible except for I think the Wolverine, not Origins Wolverine.
Oh, the Wolverine, the samurai one.
Yeah,
the way they kind of took more of a Frank Miller take, where it was the.
Yeah, and I just love his tormentation, his being tormented from.
That movie you could actually handle because it's not. I mean, of course he has whatever superpowers he has, but it's him in Japan with just like samurais and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
you would like you.
But like also, if from X3, you need to know that he's the one who killed Jean Grey. Because the whole time he's like Caesar.
He did it because she was going bad.
Yeah.
She was like turning.
And she wanted to kill him. And he's the only one that could heal himself to get up to her close enough.
Yeah, but literally pieces of flesh are like tearing off of him.
Which was cool. Cause
that scene was good. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I think it's fun. That movie was cool, and X-Men. Will, man, you got some more.
Yeah, if I had... Oh, you do? Oh, you gotta go?
No, I mean...
Okay. I totally thought they were, like, serious. I'm like... I'm so...
I'm getting a creative writing paper tonight.
Oh, man. No, you gotta find some other job at work that you want to work at.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta work your way towards
I got applications to fill out.
This guy climbs the corporate ladder like no one I've ever seen.
Yeah, man.
How long were you at, like, where we were? Before you got... I mean, like...
Before you got promoted?
Yeah.
No.
Was that a full year?
At the D?
Yeah, at the D.
I was there for like a year and 2 months.
Oh, really?
Okay.
But I moved on and was only there for 2 months. And
yeah, you just went boom, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways.
I know. I'm just as confused as anyone else there.
I'm not confused.
I'll go places and I'll be moving on like now I'm in the process of getting trained at this new place, and I will talk to my team members and be like, just hope you guys know, like, I didn't ask to leave. Like, it's nothing against you guys.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once you get to that point, they will shuffle you around for sure.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see you in a year. You guys are fine.
And we'll see.
Oh man. If you are, I'm going wherever you are. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up on that since we're talking too much. It's going to get us fired. So, all right. Thanks for being with us. This was Tim and Will.
Yo.
Do you promote? I don't know that you have anything to promote, but you have stuff to promote. Tell them where to find you and all that stuff.
You probably have stuff to promote, right?
With you.
What do you mean?
I'm the star of this web series that Tim created.
Yes, you did.
It has not launched yet.
It's not out yet. Yeah, so I guess okay.
If you're a SWAT team member with small T-shirts with backwards hats,
dude, we should get a poster. We just hand it out to people.
Yeah, I'll sign them all.
Promote the web series. We do. I created a web series that will be out. I'm not sure when because we're editing right now.
Are you gonna give the name of it?
The name of it is "This Is Why I'm Single."
There you go.
And it's gonna be a fun journey into relationship world.
I'll promote it more when it actually gets closer to that.
Yeah, when we actually have a date, I'll come back on.
Yeah.
Me and Will will come back on.
Yeah, there you go.
We're packaged deal.
Yeah, Will, do that poster thing, and people will go like, "I didn't know that I wanted this."
Yeah, exactly.
I would love to promote my other podcast, but it's way too raunchy.
No, you can. I don't care.
Okay.
But they can watch you if they want. That's fine. Or listen to you. That's fine.
I do have another podcast that I do called Two Straights and a Drag. That's short for drag queen, and it's very raunchy and very dirty. And we don't censor.
Who's on that?
It's Jen Gannon, myself, and Matthew, as his drag queen, Tora Hyman, and that's his drag queen alias. So we have an album, so you put that on.
Cool people.
Okay.
But you should promote your music. You do music.
I don't do music.
You do. You play guitar and you make girls smooth and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't say girls, because then his girlfriend.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to. If you guys are out there, you need to message Will on this thing, tell him to keep doing his music because it's good stuff, and he needs to keep doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna be stealing him and putting him in our band.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta do a music video or something.
I know.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We'll have to call HR.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.